Japanese economy in the second quarter contracted an annualized pace of 1.6% as consumers and businesses cut spending and sluggish exports. Major factor was more than expected fall in private consumption, marking up 60% of Japan's economic activity. Private consumption fell 0.8% from the previous quarter, attributed to the bad weather. Many analysts are optimistic that there will not be a drastic slowdown in economic recovery, but public are not as optimistic. Negative economic indicators will only fuel worries and likely to weaken consumer sentiment. Many shoppers say they're still cautious in spending as they have yet to feel the recovery. But experts say in the short term, heat waves in the summer months and wage hikes are expected to prop up private consumption for the next quarter. However, analysts are keeping a close eye on private consumption. Wage hikes were not enough to meet rising living costs. Continued weak consumer sentiment could dampen growth. On exports, experts are optimistic for the recovery. It fell in the second quarter after a slump in the demand in Asia and US.
I think a full-scale recovery in exports will be seen in the fourth quarter. There is a possibility that we will see recovery in exports in the third quarter, but overseas factors, such as manufacturing industry in the United States, still seem a little weak. So recovery in exports, in terms of its contribution to the GDP figures, will be stronger in the fourth quarter.
Experts also concerned that expected inflation rate is decreasing and there's a risk for the economy trailing back to deflation, which raises possibility for the government and the BOJ to consider further stimulus policy. Aside from exports and consumer spending, capital spending is one key indicator to watch for the direction of the Japanese economy.
In assessing the direction of the Japanese economy, we should keep a close eye on capital investments. There are bullish corporate sentiments, and given the right domestic and overseas factors, we will see capital investments supporting growth this year.
It is said that the July-September quarter figures will be the key turning point. Positive growth would point to continued momentum, but weak third quarter figures would mean it would require another jump start. Terence Terashima, CCTV, Tokyo.